All right. After deciding to take Malenkov's body back to the Sabbat in exchange for potential favors from Azimis, the group now decides to go to a gathering that's been set up by Prince Jackson, and we'll see how they perform there. Because, if you recall, Malenkov was supposed to be there as a guest of honor, so to speak, for the fate of the Lasombra hangs in the balance within the Camarilla. So let's see what they do. You go ahead and call an Uber, and you get a ride that's going to come by and pick you up. While you're waiting, you guys smell this cloying scent of clove and like smoke from behind you. And you turn and see Vanathra is standing there smoking a Dajaran black clove cigarette. He's wearing a black suit, a fedora, and just shakes his head. He's like, I didn't think you had it in you. I didn't think you were going to do it. And bravo. But I have a potential offer that I think you'll really enjoy. What if you can have it both ways? Malenkov gets killed, but he still gets away. So you still get credit for bringing a blood-hunted member of the society to justice because you helped find him the first time. And you also had to deal with, Mr. Walden? No harm, no foul. And all I need is a good sacrifice for 3. Guys, come on, I'm dying. I'm trying here. This is a win-win. Like, how do you lose here? You get 2 rewards.
We lose because then we're doing something that we've already agreed we weren't going to do.
Circumstances change. You guys leave me hanging again.
I'll look over at Preston.
Okay. We'll talk again. I'll see you guys later at the house then, I suppose. Good luck. And he'll just vanish.
Is that something that we need to have another conversation about? This motherfucker?
I don't know what other conversation where it was last we discussed. It wasn't even something we were going to contemplate.
Well, gentlemen,
we're still there.
To be fair, we didn't discuss it. I put my foot down.
Well, I don't want to do it either. I mean,
that's all I needed to hear.
I don't want that stench on me.
This is the greatest of all democracies.
All right. So you guys wait for your Uber. Shows up in about 5 or so minutes after your conversation with your demon friend. I use the term friend loosely. But the Uber shows up. It's a nice sedan. You guys get a good ride back up north to get towards the woods. Now, you said you wanted to drop you off like a block or 2 away?
Yeah. And then we'll hoof it in.
Okay. Yeah, the guy drops you off, wishes you guys a good night, and just drives away. You guys are left in the cold.
Also, before we left, I wanted to pop the tire on the car, on the SUV.
Oh, that's not a problem. You can just let out the air, make it flat while you're waiting. That's perfectly doable. So you guys leave it with the flat so that if anybody double checks your story, it seems legit. You guys make it.
We're walking up,
and it's the side where it got fucked up. I want to make it abundantly clear that that clearly was why the tire went bad.
Yeah, right in the wheel, that same wheel well. The other thing I'm going to do is we're walking up, is I'm going to check Nate's the back of his jacket to make sure there's no Ode de Malenkov chilling on the back of his neck.
You find a little scattered bit of charcoal, but you just brush it off really easily. Not that big of a deal. Cool. You guys walk up on the side of the road, essentially. So you're walking through kind of the slush and a little bit of snow that goes maybe about an inch or so deep as you're kind of traveling down the side of the road that leads along the forest preserve. Now, the forest preserve itself, there are no lights on the inside. So literally, this is one of the small list of places in the city where you don't get a lot of light pollution here. So you actually get to see the stars as you guys are walking. Both sides of the street are pretty barren of any sort of artificial structures. Now, as you walk towards the entrance of the forest preserve, you do hear the expressway because it runs right along the forest preserve here. 9094 just kind of runs straight by this. So it's a little loud, but there's still an odd sense of peace here where you guys are walking. Now, getting closer towards the entrance, the driveway that leads further into the woods here, you can see maybe about 100 yards from the street along that road, there are 2 police cruisers parked at an angle to block off entry. Lights aren't on. They're just kind of parked there.
Okay.
You guys-
On the way, I will have tossed the rocks that I had picked up,
Okay.
just like off into the woods, or to get rid of them.
Not a problem. As you guys are getting closer, you see one of the cars you guys have seen around Elysium here and there kind of pull up, get stopped by the cops. One of the cops gets out of the car, seems to address the driver, and then they just wave him through, and the car pulls through.
Well, I'm a vampire, and this is a cop. So I'm gonna pretend like I'm a fucking vampire and not worry too much about cops. And if the cops stop me, I'll be like, no, it's okay.
These are not the vampires you're
We're
looking
allowed
for.
to be here.
So you guys make your way down that drive-in road that goes into the forest preserve and start walking down. You get closer and closer to the cops. You see that they're looking at you through the windows. There's 2 cops to each car. When you guys get within about, I'd say 30 or so feet of the front of the vehicles, then there's enough room between the 2 cop cars for a single vehicle to pass through along like the median, or the median along the middle like line of the road. Once you guys get within 30 feet or so, one of the cops gets out and is like, "Gentlemen, I'm sorry, the park closes at sundown. Not really much that you can do here tonight. I know if you want to go sleep something off, we can call somebody to come get you guys, but you can't do it here."
Special guests.
Yeah, of who?
We're here for the evening after hours meeting that's taking place.
Sure. Who are you with?
I mean, I'm with him. He's with me.
Don't
We're
get fucking
together.
smart. I just need to know. Name, guys. I need the name. Otherwise, I can't let you in, and we got to have this sort of bad, awkward conversation. I can make sure you're on the list. I need a name to reference on said list.
We're here with I'm sorry, I just completely out of character forgot every character's name.
So you have Annabelle, who's your everything essentially.
Yes.
You
Yes.
have
Basically,
Newberry.
Newberry.
You have Jackson. If you want to like name drop the prince,
We're
it is his gathering.
yeah. I don't want to go that far,
Okay.
but I'll say I'll say, well, we're with Annabelle. We're part of her cadre.
Okay. Yeah. You see him looking at his car. He's like, I don't want to call her. I mean, do we have to? And the guy inside goes, no, we don't. What are you talking about? Call. Just let them in. Clearly, they're. Come on. The guy's like, okay, sure. He turns back to you, kind of. So, please enjoy yourself. Go all the way towards the back. As far as you can go, you'll see everybody else gathered.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
As you guys walk by, you'll hear the partners like, yeah, we got 3 more coming in. Yeah, they're with the Rose. You guys get in. You'll hear a car kind of pull up as you guys walk further into the forest preserve. They drive by you guys. Again, it's not the vehicle you saw at Elysium, but you eventually make your way down through the winding road into the forest preserve to where you can see they've got like the picnic set up, and well, not the picnic set, but it's got like a picnic area, and then they have a little dock that goes out into the lake that's there. Now, right towards the water, it seems that somebody's lit a bonfire. And you can see that the area is lit by a bunch of the cars that have been kind of put into a semicircle that's kind of pointing in that direction. And in the light of the halogen bulbs and in the light of the fire, you can see a bunch of people you've seen from Elysium before. You see Jackson off to the side. You actually see Damien here, and you can see his SUV, and he looks pissed. And Newberry is right there next to him, and he looks scared. And they're talking to the prince. Annabelle's making her way through the crowd, just kind of checking on people, deigning to look at somebody now and again. But you can see, again, her usual orbit of lackeys is kind of flowing around behind her, double checking on people. And as you guys get within eye shot of this gathered crowd, you can see Royston, the one you guys have dealt with a lot, the antiquities dealer, Toreador, makes his way over towards you. He's still got that lanky build, and he makes his way through some of the snow almost hesitantly, like he doesn't want to lose his footing, but he's not too sure in his own, ability to walk without falling, especially not in the sludgy, snowy, just mess that's on the ground. Mm-hmm. He's wearing like jeans and, got a nice tweed, overcoat jacket. He comes over towards you. He kind of smiles. He's like, hey, Have you guys heard anything about Malenkov?
Other than he's a psychopath?
So I heard that you guys were involved in bringing him to justice, which is really, really cool and really going to do a lot for you. Like Annabelle even said your name, like Preston and Lamont. Like that was pretty, that's really good. She knows your names, so that's great. But apparently he's gone missing and nobody's seen Sierra all night either.
I don't.
No, we hadn't heard that.
And that can't be good.
You guys might want to talk to Damien when he's done with the prince, because I think he wants to talk to you. Like, you found this guy once before. Maybe he wants you to look for him again. And if he does, you might be able to get something a little more out of the deal,
Yeah. Yeah, good thinking.
Yeah. No, hey, it's good for the clan. It's good for the clan. So if he pulls you over, I'd seriously think about, offering assistance, but make him pay for it, because he's really desperate right now, because the prince is pissed.
Yeah, appreciate the heads up. Good call.
He'll give you guys a nod, and he'll start slowly making his way back towards the tail end of, I guess, Annabelle's wake through the crowd. You can see him kind of like stop, avoid puddles, make his way over to more sure footing, and gradually make his way back onto the grass, leaving you three in the parking lot area.
Fucking how many times are we gonna have to deal with this fucking guy?
Which fucking guy?
Once.
Malenkov.
Hopefully once was enough.
Well, we'll just kind of be around. Like, I'm not gonna, I want to make sure that, we're seen by people that we should be seen by at this sort of thing. Like, Annabelle, I'm not gonna approach Annabelle, but, when she walks by or whatever, I'd like to be within eyesight so that she notices that I'm there, sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. You see her going around primarily to those of standing within the cities. So obviously the Primogen get a nod, the Seneschal gets some time with her. She obviously pays attention to Brett Stryker, but it's more out of almost like a cat and mouse game. He doesn't really have a position. And it's rumored that they're on the outs, but she just seems to be fucking with him by giving him the occasional sweet smile until he turns away. She's toying with her food, essentially. You guys also see Rosa, who is the Gangrel Primogen. She's kind of off to the side with another gentleman who's obviously native. You do manage to see also some individuals that you haven't seen before around court, but notably absent are any Thin Bloods and most of the Caitiff. Mal Davis is not here. Genghis is here, and so is Balthazar off to one side. Balthazar looks fucked up. Something happened to that man. And side of his face is still scarred up, it's still healing. Like somebody dealt some massive ag damage to him along the entire right-hand side of his face. He's just got this massive scratch mark. So something attacked his ass. You can see that Damien is slowly pulling away from orbit with the prince. Now, Prince Jackson is standing in this immaculate white suit with black shoes and a black button-up shirt. And his features are hard in a way that you haven't seen him before at Elysium. You've seen him perturbed, a little upset, but he's got to be fuming right now by how strong and how tight his jaw is as Damien slowly backs away from him. It doesn't look like Damien's afraid. He just is I don't need to be involved in this anymore. It wasn't my bad, so I'm going to distance myself. That's kind of the impression you get from Damien. Now, for Jason Newberry, he immediately kind of leaves from that audience and goes and starts talking with some of the other kindred of the city. You're not sure if they're Malkavians, you haven't met them before, so maybe they are, but he seems almost panicked. The prince turns to face the bonfire and is just standing very quietly, and you start hearing murmurs questioning, what are we doing here? I thought this was supposed to be some big meeting. What's going on? Nobody's even announced anything yet. And you'll see Damien start stalking across the snow towards you guys.
Just an FYI, I want it to be known that since we're back here in the political structure, or at least in the area of people who are of higher power and whatnot, within the city, I am definitely playing I'm the caitiff, so I'm the lackey. I defer to them. If they have to step away, I'll make sure to keep my distance to not intrude. I'll drop back into that that quiet. I'm a caitiff. I don't belong here, but I'm here.
Okay.
In an effort to further cover my and our asses, I am going to send Sierra a message and just say, "Hey, are you okay?"
Okay. Predictably, you get no response.
Yeah.
So Damien crosses the distance between you guys. He's wearing a long, like, dark brown trench style coat. It's not quite fully down, like past his knees. It goes like just above his knees, so a little past mid thigh. It's almost like a petticoat in fabric, like a wool, but it's more of a dark brown. He's wearing blue jeans beneath that and a t-shirt. You can see underneath the t-shirt he's wearing like probably a turtleneck sweater that's gray that comes up underneath the collar. When he walks towards you, there's no semblance of his breath on the air. He clearly has not even bothered to summon the blush of life. And his stature is smaller than yours. You know, he's a teenager, but again, he carries that sense of strong, you know, like radiating power that just kind of emanates from his person. So when he gets about 5 or 6 feet from you guys, he clears his throat. So, can I have a word, gentlemen?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He'll step forward to close the distance between the two of you. And as he steps up, he tries to pretend like he doesn't notice that people are watching you, because when the sheriff has just come straight from the prince to address you three, people are watching. But he seems to kind of ignore that for the moment. I need to see if I could recruit your services again.
Okay.
What do you need?
You were there when we apprehended Malenkov at the bar. Chinatown?
Yeah.
The Molotov incident? Right. You performed cautiously, admirably. You kept your heads. You called the right people. But I need to know how you found Malenkov that time, because he has somehow evaded our grasp again while he was under lock and key. He was supposed to be put on display tonight to be offered forth as a sacrifice for La Sombra to be admitted into the Camarilla. I don't agree with any idea of them being admitted. I think it was too dangerous, but we also know that Sierra's gone missing too. She has not arrived at any gathering this evening. She hasn't been around since yesterday. So my bet is Sierra showed her true colors and went and got her brother from our hospitality.
Yeah, I to be honest with you, I had heard that that Sierra was MIA, and I just tried to reach her after I heard. I can't get a hold of her either. I've been sort of, I guess you could say, trailing, keeping an eye on her a little bit, you know, per my Primogen's instructions. That's honestly that's how we found him the first time. We were trailing her, and she seemed to know. So I don't know if he called her or what, but we just kind of followed her. They seem to stick together.
Do you know where her room is, the Diamond Yama, the hotel?
Yeah.
Do you think you can get in?
We can go check it out, sure.
Go look, see what you can find out. We need to have a body, something for tonight, because people have been gathered for now no reason, and that's not going to sit well with just about anybody. Plus, some sort of closure would be nice, because Newberry's going to lose his goddamn mind if we don't find out what happened. More so than he already has. So, if you do me the personal favor, going to check out that hotel room, see what you find, report back to me. You guys have my number now, so let's say I don't know, owe you guys a minor boon each.
Seems like a pretty, not to overstep, but this seems like a pretty major task. This is a pretty big deal.
You seriously gonna pull this shit with me right now?
I mean, we could always, work out other things besides simply favors. I mean, if
He
we can
takes a
track,
breath. He takes a breath. You can see it try to calm himself.
I'm just
Continue,
saying,
please.
If we can track this Malenkov again, I mean, maybe that would prove that we're worth more than just like a favor.
Sure. If
I'm
you
just saying, if you're looking down the road, I mean, hey,
Yeah, if you find him again, maybe we can work something out. But right now, really, miners, like, if we want to have a good working relationship, don't fucking bust my balls on this right now. All right? I'm going to actually just go check the hotel room and report back what you find. If you decide to take a Malenkov and find him, then we can work another form of payment out. I'm fine with that, but don't fuck with me right now. Please.
I'll turn to Sean's character and I'll kind of like give him the eyeball, like, I told you not to fuck with the bruma.
As
I
Lamont
can't
turns
help
to
it.
face Preston and just kind of be like, dude, you see just like two groups of people past him. There's this woman standing on the edge of the gathering and she just smiles at you. Purely beautiful woman. Not like you saw tonight. It's actually Portia. You've seen her around Elysium and she just gives you this like sweet smile and a nod.
I'll just be standing, obviously, with them, but again, it's a deference thing. I'm more looking at the ground than at Damien. I'll feign feeling his anger and, shrink a little more, just playing it up.
I'll just kind of quickly glance over at Portia and smirk. All
You
right,
glance
got it.
over at her, give her a smirk. She just gives you the barest of inclinations of her head, and then you see her kind of move among the crowd. And you lose her.
And I'll look back at Damien. You know what? You're right. You got it. We will do this.
All right. I'm just asking, don't bust my balls, is it? All right. I'm not really in a position right now that I'm going to take it very well. So I'll give the three of you a minor each. Go check it out. Let me know. Text me, see if it's clear, if you found her or not. If it's something I need to look into, call me. All right.
You got it.
Good. And he'll just kind of collect himself for a second. You see him kind of straighten the lapel of his jacket and go back towards the crowd where he starts going straight towards Annabelle. Annabelle has this superior smirk on her face the whole time as he's walking towards her because she just watched some of the no-status members of her family nearly bend over the sheriff, and she's loving every moment of it. So as he walks towards her, she just kind of smiles. Ah, Damien, my love. What else can Clan Tortor do for you tonight?
In case
Oh,
you
but a
didn't,
bitch.
in case you didn't catch it, that's what the smirk to Portia was about. Like, I could. I could.
And you hear them kind of just get into a soft conversation that carries them a little further away from the center of attention and more towards the outskirts of the gathered kindred. People that you see here that you haven't really seen before, like ever at Elysium, there's a Hispanic woman. She's wearing a black baseball cap, leather jacket, cargo pants, combat boots, and like a tank top. She's got this weird like black, looks like beat up duffel bag over one shoulder. There's a gentleman who's walking around in this immaculate like black suit, speaking to people here and there in a German accent. It seems that people are deferring to him and calling him Mr. Cause, which is weird last name. But he's hanging out primarily with the Ventru. And you see Ballard just kind of chuckles as this guy walks forward. He's like, another business deal, huh? And they start talking amongst themselves. Leaving you guys, the three of you alone, no longer the center of any attention as more powerful orbits have shifted elsewhere.
Do you guys want to go see if we can track this? Do you want to go? Do you want to?
Yeah. Well,
Shouldn't we
should
be-
probably do it as quick as possible.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They wanted it because they wanted a body for. Okay, yeah, we got to go.
We'll head out.
All right, so you guys start walking back down the lonely road.
Yeah. So where are we gonna? We need a car.
I know. Uber.
Okay.
We'll walk a couple blocks.
Sure.
We'll Uber.
That doesn't seem very efficient, but okay.
What
You have
else?
a better idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, we take the sheriff's vehicle. He drove here in something, didn't he?
If you want to ask that,
I don't care. I'll ask.
have at.
Absolutely. Ray, I'm going to let them walk down, and I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to
Damien?
Yeah.
So you walk back towards the group, and at this point in time, you see that Jackson has come to address the crowd of assembled kindred. Now, everybody's staying a very respectful distance away from that bonfire. It's being allowed to die down now because the added fuel is no longer apparently showing up to the party. And Jackson has stepped forward as you kind of make your way to the outskirts, and you're kind of weaving through Kindred here and there to try to find Jackson. And you hear Annabelle's like pealing laughter a little bit off on the other side of the crowd. So you start making your way that direction. But as you do so, you're almost cut off by Jackson as he walks forward and trying to bisects the crowd and stands by the bonfire. And he's slowly walking a circle around it as he's addressing everybody here. And in his rich, like, bass-filled voice, he's like, listen, brothers and sisters, I appreciate you coming out here tonight. I know a lot of you have had questions about the lurking shadows that have kind of graced our court and defiled, in some opinions, some of our sacred spaces. But allow me to assure you that there will be a resolution tonight to this very issue and to the questions that are burning in your minds. I would not have called you here for nothing, and Damien assures me that our guests of honor will be arriving presently. So please, enjoy each other's company, enjoy the evening, enjoy being outside, since we don't often get to gather like this without having to waste potentially precious resources to fake certain things. But please, continue to talk. And as he walks back outside of the crowd, people start basically dispersing into smaller groups. And as the crowd starts to dissemble a little bit, you see Annabelle still talking with Damien, and she's laughing at him. Damien seems like he's about to lose his shit on her. As you catch up to the conversation, it's just the tail end you hear of her going, so you lost him when he was in torpor, staked, handcuffed, and tied up in your basement. Tell it again. I don't think I heard it in the back because this is a phenomenal story. And Damien's just gritting his teeth like, listen, don't fucking test me right now. I've asked 2 of your people to go look into it. All right. So can you please stop the chatter? She's like, why would I ever stop the chatter? This is entertaining. People need to know how things are working with you as being sheriff. How is Critias these days? Still licking books? Damien you hear this growl slowly crawl up the back of his throat, and he has to tear himself away from this conversation. He's like, we'll talk later when I'm okay. And as he turns...
My most sincere face.
What?
We have one small hiccup. Our vehicle was damaged, and we had to Uber here.
Okay.
And so we want to get this done as fast as possible.
Right. Use one of your other co-roommates' cars.
Yeah, we only have one between the 3 of us. So in order to get this done as fast as possible, I'm going to need your car keys. I promise you, I will not damage your vehicle. We'll get there. We'll get it done super fast. I promise. No worries. You can trust us. Trust me. Just let me have the keys.
This isn't my happy face right now. And he just points to his face. And you could sense the beast just roiling underneath his skin.
I certainly don't want to be asking you, but I mean, this just is the only thing that makes sense. We can worry about it later. Let us just get the job done.
I just want it done. I just want it done, Lamont. And he actually reaches into his pocket and just throws the keys at you. Enough that when you catch him, it actually makes your palm sting.
Okay. I'll go.
Yeah, take care. You hear Genghis as he walks by go, fucking bitch. It just walks onto the outskirts. Damien, it just stands there. And if his anger radiated heat, he would melt the entirety of the snow around him. You just feel him tense up. He's this ball of rage, and his willpower is being forced through his teeth not to lose his shit right now as you walk away with the keys to his car. And Genghis mocks him as he walks by. But you get the SUV keys.
Okay. All right. I'll boop boop.
You get into the car. It's nice. It's a nice ride. In the back, you can see, though, where there would be normally that second row of seats in the back, they're all laid down, and there are 2 crates in the back.
Uh-huh.
Don't know what they are. They look like those stereotypical, wooden military crates, just hanging out in the back of his SUV. But it starts up perfectly fine. Just the engine turns right over. The seats start warming up as the car turns on, and you start pulling towards your coterie mates.
Okay. I'll be pulling towards them. I'll also be deleting all of my text messages just in case. Yeah, I'll stop, roll down the window.
You guys will see
hold
Damien's car pull up, his SUV.
I'm just shaking my head. Can't ask for a major boon, but can I commandeer your fucking vehicle? I'll get in.
I'll slide in as well.
I'm not saying I did it on purpose, but I did it right in front of our permagent too.
He's having a rough night.
Yeah, it sucks.
I have a
You
feeling
guys
it's
are-
going to get a little rougher for him.
Fucking with Damien, a little too hard. All right, so you guys drive out of the forest preserve.
I didn't want to fuck
And-
with him. Quite honestly, I didn't want to fuck with him, but it's what can you do?
As we're pulling out, I'm just going to be like, listen, guys,
Mhm.
I'm a caitiff. If you want major boons, downgrade mine to a trivial, because as a caitiff, I should be grateful for whatever I get to make sure you get more.
Yeah, this way you get a minor. It looks better anyways.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
really
just saying,
care.
for future reference, play that fucking card.
No,
I'm a caitiff.
I am glad that Preston did what he did because it makes us seem more ignorant and incapable of asking for the correct thing.
Fair. Okay. I get that too.
And, we're just sort of incidental. Now, we need to go find this La Sombra and make sure, hopefully she didn't kidnap her own shield. That would be devastating.
Did we end up taking the spare room key from the fucking Zamisi, or did he not give it to us?
You didn't ask for it.
We didn't
ask for
end
it.
up
Okay.
taking it.
Yeah.
He said he had it.
All right.
You didn't ask for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, off to the fucking hotel, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll drive to the hotel.
Okay, so you guys drive down to the Diamond Yama Hotel, this beautiful building you guys were visited. Well, yeah, you guys visited last time with her. You took her up to her room, had a conversation with her about Preston's deal with her.
Yeah.
So you guys pull up to the second floor of the parking garage where her private elevator was at. You can see her car's there. As you guys pull up in Damien's SUV, her car is right there, her black sedan.
Well, yeah, she should still be in her room.
According to Mr. Walden, yeah.
Yeah, right. According to him.
Yeah.
All right.
So you guys park the SUV, get out, head towards her private elevator.
Yes.
It's got a small keypad on it.
I am
And-
going to look at said keypad.
And there's
Look
a
at
swipe. And there's also a swipe for like a key card, which is what she used when she came up here last time. When you look at it, you can see that there's a little bit of blood smears on some of the keys.
Good times. Well, we have the code, but we don't have a key card. But let me see. I'm going to use my knowledge of larceny to see if there is anything here that I can short or allow this to let us in essence.
Okay.
I am, as Jeff, I am not a breaking and entering type of person, but
That's
my
okay, that's
character
why-
very much is.
Right, that's why you have the skill. So give me a dexterity
Exactly.
plus larceny roll. We'll put the difficulty at a 2.
Okay. I
Anybody
would
needs
like
a
to
picture drawn,
rouse.
let me know.
I would like to rouse.
Okay. You force your blood through your veins and manage to get increased control over your responses to the environment. or some such. But you rouse is successful. You get your additional 2 dice. Let's see your dex plus larceny. Oh my god, I can't. Sean, it's you. You're doing this to me.
I have.
And you
Yes.
got your 2 successes. All right, so you guys see Sullivan fiddle with this keypad, and essentially he kind of pops that open and starts to get to the wiring inside. And it's almost like it's hot wiring a car. You see the sparks fly off on the wires occasionally as he tears them. He strips like the covering away and starts like kicking them together. Eventually, though, something catches, and you hear the spark and then a click, and the door opens on the elevator.
Put it back how it was, kind of snap it in there as best I can, and be like, after you, gentlemen.
Nicely done.
I'll
I'll walk in.
step into the elevator. Yeah.
And I will follow.
You guys step in. There's just that one button for the penthouse. You guys go straight up. The ride is like maybe a minute or 2, like it was before. This elevator moves incredibly fast. It's an express. Takes you to the penthouse. You hear the doors ding and they open up. And remember, this is like a mirrored, like a polished, metal elevator. So you can see each other's reflection the entire time. And as you're standing here, you start noticing during this short trip, there's a couple of drops of blood here and there on the bottom of the elevator. You guys step into the level that Sierra had as her own, and remember, it's like there's like a partial wall, and then it's just open area with that sunken sitting area. There's a piano off to the side. You walk in, and the first thing that hits your senses is the smell of vitae, kindred vitae. It's all over the air, and it just invades your senses.
Okay.
We'll proceed cautiously and have a look around.
First thing I'm
Okay.
going to do is I'm going to take a dab of blood and taste it.
It is most certainly kindred blood, and it tastes a bit bittersweet. It's a little more potent, sanguine-wise, than yours is.
I'm going to use a taste for blood. So if there's any other like important information.
Let's take a look and see what you'll get from all that crazy blood
I'm going to
magic.
utilize my bloodhound merit.
I'm going to use resolve and blood sorcery.
Is there an overarching like resonance to this blood, other than being kindred? Like, does she sup on a specific blood more so than another?
Not that you can sense.
Okay.
So
That
go ahead.
doesn't matter. Yeah, I failed. I got to
Okay.
get 3 successes to get anything.
Yeah, all you get is that little bit of more strength and potency than your own. That's really all you're going to pick up, and then that's kindred. Which I think any kindred, you guys are pretty much connoisseurs of blood. You should be able to tell the difference between kindred vitae and mortal just by tasting it. So that I'm going to give you. So you guys start making your way around. Sullivan's kind of like sniffing the air of the blood, trying to get a taste for it. And, after Lamont kind of pulls his finger out of his mouth and not getting really conclusive things.
I had to rouse to do it. So
Okay. No problem. Yeah, you guys are doing actually really good on the rouse checks tonight. So not a lot of hunger going around. So you're actually good. You utilize your bloodborne abilities without any sort of, lack of potency. Just doesn't seem to kind of click everything in that blood. It might be the scenario. Who knows? So as you guys walk further into this penthouse apartment, you can see on the floor-to-ceiling walls that are facing the east. You see over the lake, but you see blood has been written. Blood has been used to write on these windows, and it says, "Die, you traitorous bitch." On the wall opposite of that, you see Sierra's been put out in a mimicry of the crucifixion, but she's been also vivisected like somebody would dissect a frog in biology class, with her skin kind of pulled away from her chest, pinned to the wall with what appear to be like really old like iron nails, like the rough iron nails. She's been nailed essentially to her wall entirely. There is a stake in her heart, but her eyes have been completely held open because her lids have been impaled onto her forehead with what appear to be shards of her own bone. So she's been left to watch the sunrise through the window that will kill her while she's been staked.
okay.
Times.
So conference hallway.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong here, but we are of course going to send the sheriff after the spot, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
are certainly going to send them. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So how do we want to play this?
One of two things.
Certainly this is extravagant.
This is either one of those things where we keep her staked and bring her with and present the body that they are requiring. Just saying this is how we found her, because it is. No bullshit. Or we finish the job that the Sabbat clearly didn't, and then really blame the Sabbat.
No. This is too beautiful to be left unseen.
Okay.
This must be presented as it is. This will cause such irrational anger. This is stereotypical Sabbat behavior. This is
Perfect.
This is good old-fashioned fun. So no, we cannot finish the job. Here is an ally who is just waiting to be dropped into our arms. And on the other side of the city are the Sabbat, just waiting to clash with the Camarilla. So I say we make it happen.
I'm game.
Okay. Who's calling Damien?
Oh, well, clearly Preston.
Yeah, I'll give him a call. And let him know that we found him and that he should borrow somebody else's car and to get here as soon as he can. I will tell him.
Don't.
I got
do
this.
Not, do not
I got
mention.
this.
Do not tell him to borrow anyone's car. Okay, we have to
Come on.
clear. No. This shocks us. This is something we've never seen before. I mean, I do tattoos. I'm all into body modifications, but I'm never going to forget this.
You know what I wanna do? I wanna call him and I wanna tell him that I heard Annabelle has a really nice car.
I know that's what you want to do, but no, don't.
Fight it. Just fight it this time, because we can give him shit forever. Well, you can't.
We will never give him shit. We will never give him shit. Everyone around him will.
But I bet he goes to Annabelle for a car. I got $10 on it.
Doesn't matter. We have to treat this like.
All right, I gotta act like this is horrific and this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole life. All right, I'll take a minute to prepare myself to get into character, and then I will make the call.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your performance roll. Charisma or manipulation, player's choice.
Charisma.
And don't forget you can rouse for social too, Sean.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna rouse for social.
All right, let's give you a rouse check first.
Maybe y'all.
Sean is under 3.
I can't
All right.
get a rouse check tonight to
You
save my
can't.
ass.
You
Fucking
can't.
life.
So,
Fuck me.
Preston tries to rouse the blood to kind of, help himself, like maybe modulate his voice a little more finely to make it more attractive and more soothing, to kind of sink into that character, that shocked, character he's trying to like impersonify. The character he's trying to personify. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me tonight? Anyways, the rouse fails. You feel that hunger gnaw a bit more at your gut, and you call Damien. It rings twice. Damien picks up. Yeah, this better be good.
It's Preston. We found her. We found her. She's at her place. I've never seen anything quite like that. I think she's alive. I don't.
Whoa. Do I need to show up there? Go ahead and roll me your skill check.
He still gets a +2.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
God.
6 successes. Are there 2 10s in there anywhere?
That's so
3
good.
10s in
Worshipful
there.
would believe that
Oh
shit.
my god!
Three
So you got a
10s.
critical success and 6 successes on top of it. So
Jesus Christ.
That looks like one
Damien's-
of my frenzy rolls, but a 16, not a fail.
Damien on the phone is like, "Oh, whoa, hold on, just relax, take a breath for me, man. Do you need me to show up? I can show up. This sounds like it's a. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think you need to get over here.
All right.
I'll be mumbling from the other end of the phone call. Like, did someone open a fucking cube? Is that what happened? Like, we have such sights to show you? What the fuck am I looking at?
All right,
I'm
listen,
gonna
I'll
in
be there
the
in
background,
20
just-
minutes.
I'm just
All
gonna be
right.
like,
All right. We'll wait for you. We'll be here waiting for you.
He hangs up. You motherfuckers.
I'll hang up.
Oh, Jesus wept moment here. That's what this is. All right, so you guys are left in the room with her for 20 minutes. And you hear the doors of the elevator open as it dings. A couple of footsteps start coming out into the hall area. And as you guys kind of look around the walls, you'll see that it's Damien, Jackson, Annabelle, and Newberry.
I'll just be like arms crossed, looking away, looking down, just like totally dejected and upset.
Jackson walks into the room, doesn't even seem to be paying attention to either of you. He kind of sweeps it in. He first sees the window, and his gaze slides around, much like the 3 of yours did when you walked in, and sees Sierra. And you just hear him go, huh. Maybe she was sincere. Damien, see if she's still, if it's just the stake or if she's alert. Damien looks over, he's like, holy fuck. Hey, boss, like, what the shit? And you hear Jackson, Damien, just read the window. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And then he kind of turns from the scene in front of him, sees the 3 of you looks at Annabelle, thank your clanmates, and he starts walking out. You'll see Newberry, she's kind of peeking in. He's like, ho! 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 Shit! I told you we should have fucking burned them both and saved the trouble. That means there's more! And he's pointing at the window, and Damien's like, shut the fuck up, man. I can't take... Why did you come here? Well, you used my car. Man, fuck you. Shut up. And you'll see Damien start walking over towards Sierra. Annabelle will kind of slowly walk towards the two of you, mostly towards Preston and Lamont, to kind of angle herself further away from Sullivan.
Yep.
And she'll just kind of raise a hand and slowly gesture the Lamont and Preston over towards her.
I'll make my way over to her.
Yeah. Kind of slowly but surely.
She gives you a very patient smile as you can hear Damien kind of pulling the nails out of Sierra's body in the wall. It's this weird, fleshy ripping sound as they're getting pulled free. And Annabelle just seems to be finding a bit of annoyance with the scene in general. Not that she's disturbed, she's more annoyed than anything. Gentlemen, you've done well, apparently. Preston, good job. I don't want to know why you were able to come up here. Do I? Little liaison beyond the friendship that I had asked you to cultivate?
No, nothing like that.
Good, because that would be most unfortunate. And would have been really nice to talk about at Elysium. However, things as though they are, you've done good work. The prince has asked me to discuss things with you because, quite frankly, you're beneath his notice and he doesn't want to get to be seen gallivanting around with people of no standing within the city. Which, if you keep this up, should hopefully change and which will assist me. So I'm all for it. Hurrah for the team and all of that. Now, in exchange for your diligent work this evening, the prince has decided to grant you domain of the 2 blocks around your home, for you and you alone.
That's... Wow. That's good.
Pretty gracious.
Very,
It's really a meaningless gesture, but the point is that he made it. Nobody was living around you anyway, were they?
No.
Lesson 1, gentlemen. It costs him nothing and grants you a great deal of favor. You're seen as being rewarded by the prince. That's a good thing for rising members of the city. You've been here a couple months. You've already caught his eye in some respect. So that puts you above the rest of the sheep, so to speak. Now, this here, and she kind of gestures towards Sierra and the apartment, doesn't go anywhere. We don't talk about this. But I do want you to do something for me. And I will smooth over your faux pas with Damien for you.
What can I do for you? What can we do for you?
I want you to take the pulse of the city. I need to know if people are thinking Sierra was sincere in attempting to come to the Camarilla, and this is a blowback from her compatriots, or if people think that she helped the Sabbat in the city and she should be run out. Because whichever way that wind blows, that's where we should probably put our tent, if you understand what I'm saying.
I understand completely.
So for those that I can't be seen talking to, which is most people in the city that aren't of any standing, you can be seen, and you will go be seen with them and discuss things with them. And then you'll let Royston know what you find.
Yes.
We will do this.
Good. I think we're done. She'll just give you both a nod. Dismissively.
And we'll take that as our cue to fuck off. I think it's time that we left, gentlemen.
You guys start heading for the elevator, and you hear Damien go, "Where the fuck do you think you're going? You guys have my keys." And I'm not putting her in his, and he points over at Newberry, his car.
I'll pull the keys out of my jacket. Yeah, here we go.
He'll walk over. You see him toss a couple of nails to the ground. At this point, Sierra's been kind of slumped, like she's in a sitting position against the wall. The stake's still in her chest. He hasn't pulled it out yet. He just pulled all the nails out.
Right.
He'll grab the keys, like, thanks. If you fucked it up, I'll whoop your ass.
We just drove it.
Just
Not a scratch.
just so we're clear, ass beatings will occur if there's a ding in my car.
Yeah, okay.
Good. And he'll start walking back towards Sierra. And he'll look at Newberry. He's like, all right, listen, you crazy fuck. The stake I gave you, hold it. If she jumps into the heart, okay? And Jason's like, right. Yeah, flamethrower to the face. Got it. 100%, boss. You know what? Fuck it. I got this myself. And you see him walk over and just rip the stake out of her. And you'll hear, as you guys walk to the elevator, this blood-curdling scream out of Sierra as she can now feel in accurate, intimate detail, all her skin being flayed apart and her muscles being rearranged. You make it into the elevator and head on down. At that point...
So where the elevator going down, I'll be like, is it bad that I wanted to offer him gas money? For the gas we used?
Yes, it's bad.
That's why I didn't do it, but it would have been fun.
Bad, but it's funny. I think it's funny.
So it's about midnight. Still a lot of time left in the night. What's the plan for the rest of the evening?
I would assume... Oh, no. We weren't going to go back to the bonfire because they're here, so there's no point for that.
Yeah, you can assume, like, given Preston's response to Damien and how Damien reacted and the prince being here along with Annabelle, that probably got shut down. Which is going to cause some people some black eyes. So more than likely it's going to be Damien. So,
Well, we've had an eventful evening.
Yeah, we have Damien's phone number though, right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's get an Uber and let's go to Exit.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I was only going to suggest that we pay someone to call Damien and tell him the address where the Sabbat was held up.
The only bad part about that is then we potentially lose out on whatever teachings.
What does he have to teach us?
I don't know. That's the point. I'm curious. I didn't know.
Infantile flesh manipulations of a clan who has to sleep in dirt.
What if he rats us out?
That's fair.
What if he rats us out?
Yeah, what if he rats us? What if he talks?
Do you think that they're going to sit and have conversations? You saw that mohawked freak.
That's true. There's not going to be much of a conversation there.
And what are they going to tell? Are you
maybe not Exit then? We're known to be
Exit. We went and kidnapped. It's honestly too outlandish to even repeat. And I'm, for one, don't anticipate that any of those individuals are going to be spending much time conversing with one another.
It's fair.
But
I think it's a risk.
I leave the choice up to the lot of you.
I think it's risky.
I can see both sides, and that's the problem.
I think there's such a thing as pushing our luck too much.
I think if we are going to make that phone call, we don't have anyone do it from Exit.
Fair enough. I can agree with that too. The reason why I don't want to let those Sabbat live is because they are a loose end. But let's sleep on it. Nothing's going to be accomplished tonight, right?
Fair.
Yeah.
So let's go finish out our night and get a nip, shall we?
Sounds good.
Exit sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys will go and feed. I'll let you guys satiate your hunger back down to a 1 before you guys return home for the evening. Not an issue there. You've gotten more used to the ebb and flow of Exit and the people that are there. You've also made some inroads with the staff, so getting a good corner to get a big quick bite to eat is not going to be difficult at all for you guys. And without Jason Newberry breathing down your necks at Exit this time of hour because he's busy elsewhere in his own buddy cop movie, you don't have to worry about him. So that's where we'll wrap up for the night. I do want to say this shit was entertaining as hell watching you guys go through this. So, yeah, awesome. Take 5 XP, everybody, each. That was a lot of fun.
Sweet.
There's something to be said for player creativity and the way to solve the problems they find themselves in, or to spin completely unrelated things to their advantage. The Nest tonight did a really good job. I was very, very happy with how things went out. And next episode, we are missing Lamont, unfortunately. He's off doing tattoo stuff while the rest... Well, we've all seen Preston and Sullivan on their own, and, well, next episode's no exception to the rule. So we'll see you everyone then. It'll be fun.